Most multiple choice exams test how well you know the information. The SHRM exam is different. It tests how you think. But here's what you may not realize. The SHRM exam isn't just testing for the right answer. It is intentionally testing if you know the wrong answer as well. 3 out of 4 answer choices are not random mistakes. They are intentionally designed to assess if you don't think like an HR business partner. Today, I'm going to show you the biggest traps. I'm breaking down the 4 biggest answer traps that SHRM uses to bait you into picking the wrong answer and why they may feel right to you. By the end of this video, you'll start recognizing these patterns instantly so you can stop second guessing yourself and start eliminating the wrong choices before you even read the full question. Let's get into it. If you've ever read an answer choice and thought, that does sound like an HR thing to do, you've likely fallen into the rule follower trap. This is SHRM's most deceptive trick because it takes advantage of your training on policies and real-world HR instincts. SHRM knows that HR professionals are trained to follow company policies, so they design answers that look policy compliant, but they lack strategic depth. These answers seem safe and correct, but in SHRM's eyes, they make an HR professional look like an administrative enforcer and not a strategic partner. Let's look at an example. An employee has been underperforming and the manager wants to terminate them immediately. What should HR do first? Now, you will most certainly see an answer choice that is similar to this one. Follow company policy and issue a termination notice. But that would not be the correct answer. Following company policy is important, but SHRM does not reward blind rule following. HR's role is not just to enforce policy. It is to analyze and advise and influence leadership. SHRM wants HR to prevent problems before they escalate, not just supply policies like you're a checklist. So if an answer only focuses on policies or procedures or compliance without any mention of leadership or problem solving, it's a rule follower trap. If the answer could be found in an employee handbook, it's probably the wrong answer. This trap is dangerous because it feels typical, but SHRM does not want you to think like an administrator. We want you thinking like an HR business partner. If an answer looks like an easy, fast solution, it's probably wrong. SHRM is testing long-term strategic HR leadership, not HR band-aids. SHRM will present a problem that needs deep analysis, but one of the answer choices will offer a quick, simple, feel-good fix. The answer sounds logical, but it completely ignores the root cause of the issue. Here's an example. Employee engagement scores are low. What should HR do first? Now, this is a typical answer choice that you might see. Plan a team building conference to boost morale. They love team building conferences. But this answer is wrong because team dynamics might not be the cause of the low engagement. So this is a reaction to a problem. Team building might temporarily boost morale, but it doesn't determine if this is the root cause or why engagement is low in the first place. The real answer will focus on gathering insights and finding the root cause of the problem and then implementing a sustainable fix. If an answer jumps straight to a solution without any kind of analysis or investigation, it's probably a quick fix trap. If the answer sounds like something a company would do in a crisis rather than a planned, data-driven strategy, it's the wrong answer. SHRM does not reward surface-level HR. They want you to think like a long-term decision maker. Trap number 3 is overreaction. This is where SHRM catches people who think they should take action immediately. So the opposite. Taking action too fast is just as bad as doing nothing at all. SHRM sets up a problem that seems urgent, then they tempt you with an answer that takes action without enough information. The wrong answers assume the cause of the problem before gathering data. Now here's an example of that question. A manager complains that an employee is becoming increasingly difficult to work with. What should HR do first? Now, this sounds like a huge problem. Here's an answer choice that you might see. Coach the employee on teamwork skills. But who said the employee is the problem? The manager might be the issue, or the conflict might be caused by unclear job expectations. HR's job is to gather information first, not just assume who's at fault. If an answer assumes something without any fact finding, it's an overreaction trap. If the answer skips over investigation and goes straight to action, SHRM is baiting you, trying to get you to choose the quick answer. But HR is about problem solving and strategic problem solving, not about jumping to conclusions and reacting to something just because it seems like an emergency. Number 4 is the sounds good trap. Now, this one is the trickiest because it sounds polished and professional and probably logical. But when you break it down, it really says nothing. These answers are designed to feel like HR best practices, but they don't actually solve a problem. They sound like they belong on like a company mission statement or something, and they don't have really real impact. Here's an example of that. HR needs to improve leadership development. What's the best approach? Now, here's an answer choice that you may see. Pay attention to this. HR should create a strong company culture that values leadership. Now, what does this even mean? Creating a strong company culture that values leadership. That's not even a plan. It's really just words. SHRM is looking for real, actionable solutions, not just feel-good HR jargon. If the answer sounds vague or it sounds just like fluff, or if it sounds like it belongs in a keynote address, then it's probably not right. If it's not something that can be implemented step by step and have a measurable goal on the other side, it is not the right answer. And how would you really measure whether you have a company culture that values leadership? Which metric would tell you that? There is none. And that's why this answer does not make sense. Now that you know exactly how SHRM builds the wrong answers, you'll start seeing these traps in every single question. So remember, don't fall for the rule follower trap that makes HR look like a policy enforcer and not a leader. Don't fall for the quick fix trap, which gives a fast solution, but it ignores the root cause. The overreaction trap assumes a problem before gathering the facts. And the sounds good trap. This is just full of HR fluff, doesn't really solve anything, doesn't make any sense, and doesn't have a measurable goal attached to the other side.